Well, well, well. GT and movies are officially included in Sparking Zero. And I'm so glad they went with the approach that they actually went with instead of making it DLC. I'm so glad that they just expanded the current roster. And the way they did it was very cool. Excluding all the leaks and whatnot. But other than that, they also revealed the secret character, which is Mini Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. I'm actually super excited and can't wait to see what his moveset is actually like. But at the same time, I really would have hoped that the secret character was going to be the Toribot. Now, if you don't know who that is, Toribot is a fictional character that Akira Toriyama created to feature in his works. The Toribot has featured in Dragon Ball, Sandland, and many others. And I honestly would have loved if he or it was actually the secret character. I do hope eventually it's added as maybe DLC or like an extra character like later on. I would just love it. Not to mention the moveset that the Toribot would have. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if it would be able to fire a Kamehameha wave. Also, just to add, if you're curious about the rest of the Daima characters or where Dragon Ball Super Superhero is, they are coming as DLC later on. They have already confirmed that through the pre-order. So, not to worry, they are coming. Regardless of that, GT was announced. I was very scared that GT was not going to be in the base game and reserved as DLC later on, or just... I have no idea. But I'm so glad that GT's actually in, and it looks amazing. Have you seen Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Lord. But at the same time, the approach that they went with was just to add everyone who was in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and just import them in. They added no new characters for GT, which was odd. And they also did miss a few characters. I mean, where's Super 17? Is he not one of the main villains in GT? Where's Nova Shenron? Ice Shenron? And other villains? Plus, where's GT Trunks? Gohan? Goten? I mean, there's actually a lot that they didn't add, and I'm really surprised that they didn't. But I have a hypothesis that I will share later. And now the movies. I did make a video on this, and I'm glad that they are added in the base roster. I'm actually really happy they weren't DLC. I don't feel like spending money right now. But also, while I was looking at the trailer, there was a few really obvious characters that didn't make it. I mean, they added Garlic Jr., but not his base form. Android 14 and 15. There's a transformation for 13 to go into Super 13, but there's where the androids that he took parts from. Also no Pycon. And they didn't add any of the crew members from Bojack, Turles, Cooler, or Lord Slug. But I think what they're going to do with these, I guess, side characters or other important characters that are not in the base roster already, I just think later on they're just going to add a expansion pack that will feature these characters. Like later on, maybe like a couple months from now, they'll add a GT expansion pack that'll include, you know, Super 17, the rest of the Shenrons, GT Gohan, Trunks, and Goten, which I would love. And then also they'd add a movie expansion for, I guess, the Squadron and some other obvious characters that didn't show up. Now, this is a chart that I found on Twitter. I'll show the credits down below. But this chart shows characters that we haven't seen from the roster that they've shown us or from any trailers. As you can see, there's Super 17 and Nova Shenron. There's Chi-Chi. There's the Great Saiyaman 2, or Great Saiyan Woman. I mean, the Supreme Kai. There's no Great Apes. This might have been old. Oh wait, no. Yeah, there's no King Vegeta. There's not a lot of Great Apes. There's no Bardock Squad. Just a lot of characters that I feel like would be obvious. And they were in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 clearly, as you can see, that weren't imported into it again. And then some other characters that I wrote on the side, like Launch. I mean, Launch wasn't in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but I would have loved that she would show up somehow. Also, I'm super shocked and surprised that they didn't add Android 21. I feel like Android 21 would have been the perfect character to actually add, as, I mean, yeah, she's from Fighter Z, but her moveset is... she has a big moveset. She does a lot. And I feel like she would just make a perfect character here. I really hope she's added later. Ooh, that just sparked a thought. What if in the future they add a pack that features exclusive characters from games? Shallot, Giblet, Zaha, Android 21, and other characters. I guess maybe the main Time Patrollers, possibly. Honestly, I think that would be awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of characters that aren't here. I think a Raleigh didn't show up because of some licensing issues, which is whatever, I guess. But yeah, honestly, I feel like the only approach to include these characters is just through DLC. I don't really see anything else they can do. I mean, because there is a shop and there's going to be microtransactions, maybe just in the future they add these characters with, you buy them with Zenny, or you just purchase them with money in the shop. Regardless of what they do, I'm really upset that some of these characters didn't show up, because I really would have loved if they did, especially because of how vast Sparking Zero is. Like, and some of these characters have never shown up in games. Like GT Goten, when has he shown up in anything? You know? But I do really hope in the future that they are added. I do see some of these characters being added, especially Super 17. Like, I feel like he has to come somewhere. Like, there's no way they're just gonna skip him. Also with the Shenrons, Nova and Ice are probably the only logical ones that they'll add, but I really hope we do get the rest of the Shenrons. And also, going back on movies, we haven't seen anything from the movies regarding the heroes. Now, I talked about this in my movie video, but the heroes of these movies have insane moves that I don't know are integrated. Now, I think we do know that for some characters you can change their movesets. Possibly with these moveset changes you can add these moves. But like, I haven't really seen a costume from any of the movies feature on any character. Any moves from those movies. So, I mean, obviously we haven't seen anything. And the final build that people have been playing, I don't think it's actually the final build. So there's probably a lot of hidden costumes and stuff that we still have no idea exist. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on the current situation, on the characters' inclusion, and who isn't included. Let me know what characters you would like to see down in the comments down below. I've obviously shared my thoughts. I'd like to hear yours. But that is all today. Goodbye. Forever.